Good job you've not got a big nose, mate.
Yeah, yes! Oh.
Meanwhile, we managed to, we've sold the hotel.
Welcome down to another episode of Ibiza Amigos. My name's Roberto Campoli and we're here at the wonderful OUT Ibiza, which is in the Bay, Cala de Bou, San Antonio. And I'm here with the wonderful Antton.
Bro, how's it going,
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, good, awesome.
We got there in the end, didn't we?
We did,
We've been
yeah.
setting up for a while, but thank you so much for giving us your time, coming down, and I know you're going to do a little bit of a DJ set for us later on.
I believe so, yeah.
Right here.
There you go.
It's a wonderful setting. We are in OUT Ibiza. It's a club around the Bay of San Antonio, which is right underneath the Beach Star.
That's correct, yeah.
So first things first, what have you been up to this morning? Apart from helping us
what have I been up to this morning? Oh, great question. What have I been up to this morning? Actually, my day's been quite easy today, actually. I just had to come in and prepare for you guys, so my day was really very simple. All I had to do was make sure I brought different clothes because it's a little bit warm at the moment.
Yeah.
So, and that's it. It's been
always dressed for the part.
It's been a very,
your colour
very
coordination with your shoes and your I like that, mate. It's cool, mate. Right, so what originally brought you to the island? How long have you been here?
Wow, that's a very long question. Long answer, should I say. We wanted to come here probably about 18 or 19 years ago, and a very good friend of mine really tried to put me off, and in fact he did actually do that.
Right.
So we ended up going to another part of Spain, which is in the north of Andalusia, and we lived there for 8 years. And after being there for 8 years, we kind of not done that area is the wrong thing to say. We had a great time there, and we thought, oh, it's really time to do something new. And then we looked back at what we wanted to do in the past. So we had another couple of breaks over here, and it just felt like the obvious place for us to transition to, us being my wife and I, Sally, who you know. So it was a very obvious thing for us to do, to come here. We've been very, very fortunate. We've managed to travel a lot in our lifetime as a married couple, and been to some amazing places, and Ibiza still for us is still a massively varied environment.
And that was 19 years ago?
No, that's when we came to Spain.
Right.
And then we've been here, I think 9 years in February. I think that's what it is. 9 years in February we've been here. So.
Yeah. That's cool. Well, most people on the island know you as a DJ at Beach Star, should I say?
That's true.
It's sort of your home.
Yeah.
I know it's good moving,
moving
somewhere else. We'll talk about that later on. But so you as a DJ, how did that come about? When did you start doing that? And
again, a long answer. Again, good question. Like all of us, I think in our teens and our early teens, where music is a big part of a lot of people's lives, yeah, because it's a recreational activity, isn't it? And I very much got into the underground electrical scene, and when I was really, really quite young, I was I still am relatively shy, but I was really shy then, and it was a great outlet for me. It was a very creative time in my life when I was very young.
Yeah, it was. Without speaking.
No, it was. Yeah, and clothing was a big part of your lifestyle. I mean, I'm talking about the 80s now, 79, 80, when I was like 14 or 15, when you go out and it's like a brave new world. You go, this is just amazing, and it was a massive eye opener for me, and it was something I always wanted to be attached to. Although I did actually leave it and then come back to it later on and do all the other things, but and then in my 20s, I got back into music again because I kind of fell out of love with it because of the underground sound of the electronic music kind of got replaced with commercialism, and it has a place, and that's great. But I kind of left that, and then the beat matching came in. Obviously, when house was around, beat matching was a massive thing. So we would just play with decks. I mean, we didn't have any, any proper Technics or anything. We had Technics tables, but they weren't proper ones. We had slip mats, and we would just play with that. And then that was the time when everything was recorded. You could record it at that time from a record player straight onto a tape.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? So
Yeah,
I used to
yeah,
do mixtapes. So that was my thing, and also to use it as in a form of beat matching. Because as well, you know, most commercial songs have like an 8-second intro, so you really want to get rid of that. You want to break that bit. So what I used to do is to cut tapes, is to get the tapes out, find out which side was actually read at a time, and splice them like you would see editors do in a movie.
That sounds awesome. That's right up my street.
No, and it's massively time sensitive. All I was doing was working on my apprenticeship at the time. So my evenings were free. I was single, and then I just spent all my time just splicing and taking millimeters out at a time to try and get it to match.
Well, I used to use this program called Mix Vibes.
Right. Okay.
And you know, like virtual DJ.
Yeah,
it's like that, but a little bit more.
Well, this is kind of not before computers, but kind of was just when it was all kind of coming to the front.
Well, I was born in '85, so when I was being born, you were mixing tape, mate. But I used to use this program called Mix Vibe, and it was on a desktop computer.
Oh, right, okay.
And because it wasn't DEX, so I couldn't use headphones, because as soon as I plugged it into the headphone jack,
you couldn't hear it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I used to have to write all of the BPMs in a little exercise book, and I used to literally know the tracks like inside out, better than I'd do now if I was to. But I couldn't use any headphones.
I think that was the thing then.
Yeah,
you
learned
you ingrain yourself with that track, and you knew when a drum was and when the vocal was and all that. And it wasn't actually, you wouldn't actually phrase it like you would do later on as a DJ. So you knew it inside out, and that was and I think that's the thing that where the evolution of learning how a track was written, you know, your intro, your verse, your chorus,
got
your
lost
verse,
a little bit.
and that all kind of that. I mean, our house kind of changed all that really, but. For good and for better, yeah.
So if someone comes to see you do a set, I know we're going to see you do one later on, but so for example, say Beach Star, or what would they expect? What can they expect to come, like music-wise, genre-wise?
From us, or here at the Beach Star, or
just
me
you in general, if you were going to sort of showcase yourself.
Well,
which I'm assuming you're going to do.
It's trying not to pigeonhole is quite difficult, for me, again, the Ibiza thing was a great thing. How, in fact, I was speaking to your man over there earlier about it. How the genre of music would dictate what would be played at that period of time in the day. You know, I obviously think it's like a daytime vibe, nice, happy, soulful, warm, clean, relatively familiar, so you can just have fun, talk to your friends, get in the pool, do whatever you're going to do. And then the sunset comes where everything goes into like a chill out, laid back vibe, and as soon as it gets dark, bang, you're into nighttime, now you go to the club. And that was always a massive part of my structure of what I do. So it depends where I go,
I suppose,
to what you would play.
We're here at OUT.
But
you DJ just a few meters from here at Beach Star. The stuff that you would DJ at Beach Stars, would you say it was different to what you would DJ in a club?
Again, that would vary from day to day depending on the audience.
It's quite disco then when I've come to Beach Stars.
It can be, but then I go, no, maybe some days we'll start like 85 BPM and we'll put some like some edited hip hop or edited funk or just some really nice low tempo stuff, and then just slowly ramp up the days. You try and bring people with you, and I know we're going on a journey. It's a really big thing, but it is kind of like that. It is. You just try and bring them along with you all the time, and then as maybe a few sangrias kicks in, then that's when the fun starts, and then that's probably when we go through the, because if you think about all of the genres in music, they've all started from there. They're going to funk went to disco in a house, and then house has got big. So I kind of use that as my base for that journey throughout the day, and it's not always, and it shouldn't always be the same. I don't think because whenever you come out, the energy that you see and feel is different.
So the crowd
doesn't mean I always get it right, because you don't. No. But most of the time you try to gauge that.
It's the same as a musician.
Again, we were talking about that earlier, weren't we? As long as you gauge that, and you can kind of move it, you can kind of move the. And that sounds manipulative, but it's not. It's kind of. You're moving with them to go somewhere.
You have to. As a musician myself, it's the same thing. Sometimes I want to play this type of music. But when you get there, it's hen do's and stag do's, and you have to play cheesy stuff.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like you have to play to the crowd to a certain extent.
No, you do, yeah. But there's a give and take. So if you mix and then you throw in something, maybe it's not underground, might be the wrong word, but something they probably might not know, and then go back again and then kick, and then it's kind of it's an educational and a celebrational journey all at the same time. And because I still think that. most of us like to hear, especially us on the island, what we're all about, learning and hearing new music. And I still think that's a part of the thing that Ibiza still has.
Definitely.
I know we look at all the edits and we look at all the disco and we celebrate them and we remix them and do all this kind of stuff, which is also part of the island. I think it's a valuable part.
But the roots,
of us
I think,
here.
is the uniqueness of the island as well.
It is, because there isn't anybody, I don't know anywhere that's actually like this.
No.
And everywhere has got its own special feeling about it, but you've just got to be open to that feeling. It's not
Speaking
just
of special feelings, we're at OUT Ibiza.
Yeah.
And it's a shame for me to say this, but it's got a short-lived
really short
story at the minute.
Massively. Yeah.
So tell me about this place and how it came about and what happened.
Okay, as quickly as I can again. So we started here 3 years ago, and basically we got it ready over 2 years ago before COVID happened. So we got some of the artists lined up for the year that COVID kind of hit the world. And as a result, we didn't open it. So we opened it this year and lined everything up. Meanwhile, we managed to, we've sold the hotel. And so that we'd already lined up the artists and got everything ready. So I thought, okay, what we'll do, we'll run with that for a little while. But this year, as it is, as you'll know this, the demand for accommodation is massive at the moment. And that was always part of the equation, because above the club we have rooms. So it didn't really make any business financial logic to keep the club open if we're only going to be here for a season and lose the revenue from above. So it really is a business financial decision that we did.
We've got some pictures actually of Beach
Oh, yeah,
rooms
yeah,
above
okay,
and stuff
okay.
like that. But,
Right.
it's a really cool place.
No, it is
one of my
nice.
favourite places.
It's hopefully it's kind of easy and friendly on the eye, and not cliquey. That was quite a big thing.
No, I
do.
don't think it is.
No,
and I think, my parents, when they
Yeah, of
come
course,
here,
yeah.
they always come here. And it's always the staff, I think, make a massive difference in this place. I really do think. They're like familiar faces as well. Like everyone knows, like Vicky on the as well. And it's just everyone who's worked here has always been a part of the Ibiza residents, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, massively. Yeah.
Rather than people who are just doing a season, working for 3 months and then leaving or whatever. It always seems to be people who live on the island, who know people on the island, who you sort of know them. Do you know what I mean? And I think that makes a big difference.
No, I think there's always been from the owner's point of view, there's always been a conscious decision to keep a variety of ages within that realm, so that encourages other people of that age group. And actually, I think it's a really nice blend. Like 1 week we'll have, lots of younger people, and then there'll be some more mature people like myself here, with walking sticks and that kind of thing.
Well, you just briefly said there that the Beach Star Out is now being sold.
Yes, we've sold it, yes.
So my question really, I've always wondered, in my opinion, this place, especially Beach Star, is at its peak.
No, it is,
so
definitely.
why sell it at its peak? Why, surely to keep all of it doing so well?
Well, yes and no. I actually can't answer that because I'm not the owner, so I can't really answer that. But I'm imagining if it was me, most of the reasons we go to work for is to earn money, so we can have a little bit more freedom in our life. And I think, I don't know this for sure, and if that was me, I would want that freedom where I can actually do something creative again and try and do something not necessarily better but different, and then use that creative force game, because we've kind of got to the limit of what we can actually do here, bar a couple of little things which we've already thought about. But we're kind of at the edge of that now, and it'd be quite nice to go somewhere else and just try. Because you're a creative man, I think it's quite an important part of our drive in our life is to be creative. Money's awesome and it's brilliant, but then there needs to be something that drives you forward. And I think that creative process, especially for me, is a big part of doing the next thing. I love it here, and it'll be sad to not play here anymore, and that's fine. But actually, it's quite exciting at the same time to go somewhere else and try and build all that energy back up again, and try and keep the same thing, and maybe tweak other areas where we didn't quite do it right here, because that's always a part of any work, isn't it? Any business.
Yeah, definitely.
So I can't really answer that, but that's what it would be if it was me.
You said moving on to the next thing. The next thing being the Palm Star.
Right, the Palm Star.
So we've got an amazing picture of the Palm Star. I've actually only been there once. I went there last week to check out.
I'm there tomorrow actually, if you're around. Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah, I'm there tomorrow if you're around.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Well, it's beautiful. It's lovely place, lovely vibe. A very similar vibe to here.
Yeah.
It seems like it's very similar to here, obviously because it's the same owners and stuff.
Yeah.
But do you? I know you don't own it, but do you think the business plan for the Palm Star would be the same for here, like in respect of like do it up, get it to its peak, and then move on again.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's taken us 8-9 years to get to this stage. So maybe yes, and again, surely with any business, it's very few businesses that last 20, 30, 40 years. Mm-hmm. So I think if you can kind of, if you look at bars and restaurants throughout the world, doesn't matter where you are, it's got like 3, 4, 5 year life, and and then you move on and you go to the next stage, and that is partly a creative process, but also a financial process as well, because to be able to sell something when it's over that bell curve, it gets increasingly harder. So, and again, that seems like a very monetary thing, but it's actually a very realistic thing at the same time. So, I mean, the Palm Star at the moment is still a very watered down version of what it's going to be. But it's quite exciting. Obviously, the branding will be the same, just different colours. I mean, Vicky's still going to be there, Kieran's still going to be there, Dave's still going to be there, I'm still going to be there. So there will still be that similar feeling, but they're just different colours. So we're obviously trying to, obviously the green way is a great way to be at the moment. So we're trying to use a lot more natural resources to decorate it and that kind of thing. So
you say you're going to be there. Dave's going to be there. Dave's another DJ who DJs at the Beach Star as well. We've got a picture of him.
Dimitri Soul.
Dimitri Soul. Sorry, not Dave. Who's Dave? Dimitri Soul. So how did you meet him on the island? We were both residents at Vive, which I'm sure you know, the big kind of after party night spot where you would start maybe 11 o'clock at night and finish 10 o'clock in the morning, because everyone would come there after DC 10, climb over the walls and jump on the bar and all that kind of stuff. Fun times, fun days, good days. And so I was there for like 4 years. So when I first started here, we were doing the daytime here, then we was doing the nighttime there. Not every night, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week. Right. So that was for 4 seasons. And that's kind of where we kind of gelled really, because we both had he's got a much bigger history of music than I have. I mean, he's been doing this for donkey's years, yeah. So, and he comes from a soul background and funk background, and he knows, if something comes up on the radio, he knows how thick the vinyl was, what colour the vinyl, what it was, who produced it, what colour boxes the guy
exactly, exactly, all that kind of stuff. I mean, he's a nerd. He's a serious nerd in a nice way, but he has a much bigger knowledge of me than all that. So, and I think we kind of complement each other in a nice way. I mean, I know he's quite a little bit taller than me. I know quite a lot of people are, but but we get on really, really well. He's a good guy.
Well, you give up a really nice vibe here, both of you. It's a very similar sort of vibe where it's like a happy vibe, and it's like, I know a lot of places that have DJs on, they don't seem very approachable. Okay. Whereas yourself,
it's a must.
Yeah, I mean, people. I mean,
it's a must.
You want people to come over and speak to you, and people can come up to you and say, "How can you play this and play that?" And
did you come here in the early days? The first year we opened, we actually put the DJ booth in the wrong place.
No, I don't think I was saying that.
No,
because it wasn't on the radar.
No, of course it wasn't.
Do you mean when I first came here? I can't remember when it was, but I don't think it was that year.
No, it wasn't.
And when I came, people were banging on about this Beach Star, and I was in the Bay, and I used to live just up the road, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I know everywhere in the Bay. And then I came here, and I was like, where the hell has this come from? This is awesome. Yeah. But it was very under the radar at first.
Massively, yeah. Because we weren't quite. I mean, we knew what we wanted to do, but obviously all of this needs cash injection to put into it. So we knew it was going to be a year by year process. So where the bar is now, the DJ booth was there, which was great. It was actually because I thought, anyone can come and talk to me there. But what they do, they go to the pool, and then, as most people do when they go to the pool, they look at the sun. So I was now DJing to everybody's head. So these are the things that you learn, This is all part of the learning process. You think you go somewhere for a particular reason, you go, oh no, I got that wrong. And that's been part of the, I think we've changed that DJ booth 4 times since we've been here.
Right.
Well, we made it bigger, smaller, bigger, it's moved it to the side.
We've actually got a picture of one that used to look like Beach Star, a couple of pictures. Okay. And it was just beds.
Basic.
It's little, when I say beds, sun lounges.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Whereas now there's
cabanas everywhere. Yeah.
There's disco balls everywhere. You just put a swing in the pool.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
And that's cool. Yeah. But a lot of people who are watching this, I think, especially who are thinking about or who are a DJ and are sort of wondering what it's like to be a DJ in Ibiza. I think you're an established DJ. I want you to sort of take me through a regular day of Antton. Of a day where you're DJing as well. So your regular day.
Okay.
What do you get up to?
Again, still this year's been a little bit indifferent because I'm not working much in the evenings this year, and that's because the workload's been relatively large because we've been preparing there, and obviously at the beginning of the season we were preparing in here. But a normal day here, we start here at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, finish at 6. normally you would go home, but maybe 3 nights a week you then work in another venue, whether it will be Cafe Del Mar or Pikes or High or wherever you do. So we're at Malanga this weekend, for example, till 5:30 in the morning. So
that's a proper undergroundy place.
Even though
it's ground level.
It's ground level. It's good, and it is just good fun, and it's intimate, and it's just and it's just that nice feeling when you have people that are there and they're super reactive to what you do. Yeah, it's like they're there. Yeah. I mean, obviously people get a little bit loose and they come up a little bit. But it's good fun. It's a great experience, and and I suppose tiredness comes into it if you just stay off the liquor. You're generally all right. You can get up the next morning, and that's probably the biggest lesson I've learned out of all of it. When I started, I didn't drink at all, and now I have a little drink now and again. But for me, if you just take it easy. You don't need to. I mean, it's important that you move with the crowd as emotionally as the evening goes on.
Let loose a little bit.
Yeah, you can let loose a little bit, and that's a big lesson for me because the getting up in the morning, you've still got to do. Yeah.
So when you get up in the morning then as a DJ, what time do you start here?
1 o'clock. So I normally get up with my wife in the morning, and we do a bit of rowing. She does some yoga, and then we do a little swap. And then I maybe have a look at see where I think I'm gonna start in the morning. I never start where I think I'm gonna start in the morning because, like you say, you go there but as long as you have a basic plan of what you think you're gonna do, you can feel prepared, and that's a big part of it for me because I'm a little bit. I think I get a little bit anal about things. I don't know about you. I think you do as well. I think you're quite.
I mean, I've mellowed a little. I'm only 37, but I have mellowed. Years ago, I used to be really like if something wasn't going to plan, I'd get really bogged down with it. But I think life's about lessons, isn't it? And if something goes wrong, I always try and, it's sometimes difficult to think like this, but try and think, right, it went wrong, for what reason?
Yeah, for what reason? And learn from that. Learn from that. Yeah, that's a big part. That's a big part of life, mate. Relationships, everything goes for the whole thing.
Yeah, the reason I asked you that question is because a lot about what you do in the life of yourself is because a lot of people think, especially who haven't been to the island, a lot of people think it's just party all the time, which it is. If you want that, it is. But when you're working, because when I first came here, everyone was like, oh, it's you're gonna be up all night, like all the time, like drinking, blah blah blah. But this island, like if you look after it yourself, it mellows you.
It does actually. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can get lost in it. And sometimes, and if you do that too much, the island will kick you off automatically. Yeah. But I think this island it's more. There's more to this island than just partying.
No, that was the attraction.
Drugs and dance music.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Of course.
And I think if you sort of tap into that, you realise that like you can find peace more here than you can like back home. Really.
Yeah, it's a learning curve, but you can find that. Yeah, because obviously all of us want to do all the things that you see everyone's doing. Yeah. But I mean, what you do 5-6 nights a week at the moment. Yeah.
I do 8 gigs a week.
Yeah, that's
and then when I play Ocean, I do 9. Yeah. But do you know what it is, right? A few years ago, I was doing 10 gigs, right? And I mean, looking back, not dwelling on this too much, but I was a bit of a party animal this particular year and getting up to whatever, which helped us do the 10 gigs. But I think because of lockdown, us as musicians and DJs, we were the first people to lose the jobs and the last people to start up again. Because obviously bars, we didn't have much money, so they were getting rid of the live music but keeping the bar open, and then they had to close. And then when they reopened the bar, they didn't have very much money, so they couldn't have the musicians and DJs in, but they had the bar open, so then we couldn't start playing. So I was out of
you have to do it for free just to get in the door.
Exactly. So I was out of work for a while, as most people were. But because my mind's just so like sort of it's 90 miles an hour. So I have to sort of do stuff, and I've started doing this show and things like that. And as I say, like in lockdown, I researched about cameras and
it's brilliant.
Loads of stuff that makes
it's easy to go down a rabbit hole, So if you occupy your brain with doing something that is creative, it actually keeps you away from those diversions.
But because I was such out of work for so long, when this year came along, people were like, "Oh, can you play that?" I just said yes to everyone. Because I thought, I want to just make this money back. And I'm not complaining because like I've got a job and I love my job and it's great. But next year I think I'm gonna step down to 5 gigs. I think.
Oh really?
Yeah. Because I want a bit more time to sort of do the things like you said. You get up in the morning, you do. I just feel as though I can't.
Yeah, like going on. I mean, okay, again this year so far I haven't done it, but I love going on a bike ride. It's just for me, it's just the best thing. I go out into the campo, into country, and then just go through the dry wall lanes, and then you see some sheep and that, and you're looking up at the lovely park. I love it. I'm in a different place, you know, and there's hardly any cars on the road.
Not all drugs and dance music, guys. No, it's just bike rides and sheep.
No, it's lovely. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. In fact, do you know what we should do? We actually should interview you.
Right.
That's what I need to do. I need to interview you for series.
Why don't we do that? We'll both come down on our bikes, because I've got this really old-fashioned bike. It's like 43-year-old or something, way older than me. Yeah. And we could just sit on the bikes and just interview, or we could do like a...
Yeah, I've got to get a tandem.
Yeah, that would be class, wouldn't it? Well, speaking of gimmicks and features and stuff, we've actually got a Limbo.
I was told about this this morning. I'm loving that. Yeah, I'm loving that.
So the most important question of the whole day, miles more important than any of the other ones, is can you limbo?
No.
You can't?
I don't think so. I don't think I've tried. Actually, when my wife told me
this morning... You've never done the
limbo? No. Sally said to me this morning, you're doing the limbo. Because I told her, I said this, I was given this message, I have to go and pick up the limbo stick, and I thought it was some sort of terminology for a camera gaff or something like that. And then I actually found out when I picked up Monkey over there, and it is actually a real limbo thing. So no, I haven't done that before. So had I known, I would have stretched, because I don't.
Well, you say
that,
like
a challenge.
A few people who've had on the show, actually, one guy, you know Nick Ferguson?
Yes, of course, yeah.
So he came on the show, and I was like, I'm doing the limbo, and he didn't know. Right. It was right on the last minute. I was like, just, because I asked him at the beginning, I was like, have you got a spare 10 minutes at the end? And he's like, yeah, okay. I was like, he was like, why? And I was like, I'll tell you on the show, because I want to get your reaction.
Good.
So right at the end, I was like, right, are you sure you've got 10 minutes? He's like, yeah. And I was like, right, we're going to do the limbo. And his face was just like, I think it was a bit like what you thought, like, well, does he actually mean the limbo, or is it something that I'm not getting here? Yeah. And I was telling him, and he was like, I don't know if I can do it, because I've got a bad back. I've been to a chiropractor this morning.
I went 2 days ago, yeah.
Well, I class that as cheating, if I'm honest, because you're up against me, or I haven't been to a chiropractor. Right, okay. But we've got some levels to beat.
Okay.
You're short.
I'm a little bit short, so I might be able. I might take my shoes off as well to get a little bit lower. Yeah.
But after the limbo, you're going to do a set for us on these beautiful decks. So give us a little bit of a introduction about what sort of stuff.
Okay.
Or do you not know?
No, I do know roughly what I've done. I've just made a playlist, right? So, and I'll kind of make it up as I go along to a degree. But I've got a choice of tracks, so it's quite easy. Yeah. I do like a soulful vibe, but I actually love really simple, 4 to the floor, Chicago house. I just love that, and I'm a big fan of that. But I also realise from a viewer's perspective, it's probably not the most entertaining in the world. So I'm actually going to chop it up around a little bit. I've got some stuff that's it's not just a simple. It's still 4 to the floor, but it does have a little bit more movement to that. So it's going to be a relatively varied set. So
you've got some dance moves practice as well.
I've got some awesome moves, mate. I've got some awesome moves.
Right, well, we're going to get this limbo set up, and we're going to have a go.
I can't wait. Awesome, mate. Thank you, buddy.
Right, I'll see you on the other side,
Absolutely, mate.
Come in, mate. Welcome back. Right, we're going to try and do the limbo.
Okay, right. Okay.
You've been doing stretches.
I have actually.
So he's got a one-up on me.
I've got any rules I need to abide by.
Right, so basically...
Can I go in forward?
Right, the last thing that passes has to be your head.
All right, okay.
So obviously you can't do that.
Okay.
Right? But if you want, you can actually do this.
All right, okay.
Right, and just go under.
Okay.
Right. Basically, nothing has to touch the floor apart from your feet.
Okay.
You can now do 1 foot if you want.
Okay.
Whatever, but obviously, like if you went like this and then your knee touched the floor, you'd be out.
Okay.
Right. At any point when you get like this and you think, I can't do it, you can go back and try again, just as long as your feet or your hands don't touch.
Okay.
So like a practice run would be this. Right. So my head was the last thing.
Okay, fair enough.
Done. That's it. Right. So I want 7 notches. So. Do you want to go first, or shall I?
I don't want to go first. What do you want to do?
You want to?
I should be able to do that first.
Yeah. Sweet. So that's the first person who said you can go first. Right.
So I can't put my hand...
you can put your hand any way you want.
Okay.
Any way you want. That's it.
There you go.
Well done.
Easy.
That's it. That's job done.
That's it, done. Let's go home.
Yeah, let's go. Right, so we'll move it down. I just did that, so that's kind of
cool.
Right.
1?
1 or 2?
1's all right. Oh, you've got to do it, haven't you? You know what I mean? You're a little bit taller than me. I don't know if you've noticed.
Got platforms on there. Oh, the light's blinding us. I can't see that.
Nice. You look like one of those crabs off Prodigy album. You know, like
Mr. Tickle.
I want to try it. Oh.
Yeah, mate. I reckon move down 2.
You reckon?
Yeah, 2 down. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10, that's okay. Come on, you can do it. Well done. Oh, good job you've not got a big nose, mate. Contrary to rumours. All right.
Yeah. 2.
Let's do 1. All right. I did feel a little twinge then. That's cool. Go on, keep. No, one's good. You get more minutes on YouTube this way, yeah. Okay.
That's it. Yeah, you can do that.
You can.
As long as it's the head's elastic.
Okay, fair enough.
Do you know what I've noticed? Because we don't normally use studio lights. We've got some lights behind the camera.
You can't actually.
You can't see it. You can't see it. Yeah.
That's what I'm using as mics.
Oh,
yes, anyway.
1.
Right.
12.
Is 12 quite reasonable? Okay. Well done. Well, and that last bit you cannot see, can you?
Gosh.
Okay.
Yeah. 1 or 2.
Let's do 1. Is that right?
So this is 13. This is quite low now, isn't it, Monkey?
Come on, it's fighting talk. Come on.
Right.
You got it.
Oh.
That's all right. There you go.
Whoa. God. God, nearly knocked the camera off there.
I can do this.
13.
I can do this.
Oh, yes, yes. Oh.
I'm glad we didn't go 2.
14. Right, this gets tricky now.
Okay.
Stuff past shows, I know this is tricky. In fact, we're there. We'll start.
I don't think you could even do it. I couldn't even do it like that.
Twist the bar a little bit. Oh, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Right. 14.
I'll be impressed if you do that. I'll be impressed if you do that, mate.
Have I done 14 before?
Is this your record? Good, mate. Good.
Oh!
He's down.
Right, I'm out. God, I was nearly. Oh God, nearly.
What was that close?
Right, this is the.
And I think. Oh no, I'm not gonna make excuses.
Don't squeeze a fart out now. When you come in.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Oh! Can I give him that or not? I'll get him to do a retry because he fell after. But you have to hold, give it another go.
Okay. So I've got to
go. I fell backwards and knocked out.
I've got to go.
You fall forward.
Got to go wider. Got to go wider.
You can take your trousers off if you want.
Yeah, I can do that.
It'd be better
You're
content.
trying to keep people on
better content.
Right, okay. It's done. Come on. No,
okay.
No,
right,
not.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Right, 15.
Oh, that's going to be tough.
He won't be doing his exercises tomorrow morning, that's for sure.
Right. No.
Oh!
No, he's down. Thank you, mate. Thank you, brother.
Oh, man, that was good, that.
Thank you.
So you got 14.
Okay.
So I remember this because I'm building a little board.
I bet you are.
Put it at the side. And I don't know what I've got. I think I did get 14 on one of them.
You did well to get 14, mate.
Yeah. I think the top one is a girl from Rio.
Okay.
Lauren, and she got 15 or 16. But I mean, she's smaller than you. So.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Right, mate, thank you very much for coming down. I really appreciate it. And we're going to do a DJ set for us.
Okay, cool.
It's going to get sorted out. But thank you very much for tuning in.
Thank you.
To Ibiza Amigos. We've been with Antton, DJ for Beach Star, who's going to move now to Palm Star
soon.
And I've been Roberto Campoli. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you. See you later, guys.